Hi guys, I'm ExactChaos and this is my Opinionated Facts, a review about forts. So forts is a physics / base building type of game, and the aim of this game is to defend your power core while you are trying to destroy the power core of your enemy. The power core is that round thing in the middle of your base, and your opponent has a similar one. So you're basically targeting that while you are defending your own. In order to play or get to this goal, you have to do a number of things. You need to play offensively, build weapons and attack with those weapons. You have to play defensively, build your base or your fort and defend it against the enemy's fire, and then also maintain an economy and technology. Okay, so the economy is the mining of minerals, the generating of power, and the storing of those minerals and power to run your base. At the same time, you're also building components like factories and workshops and so on to improve your technology, get bigger and better weapons to use against your enemy. They're obviously doing the same thing at the same time, so it's a little bit of a race against time. There are a number of gameplay modes. Firstly, there's the campaign. It's very tongue-in-cheek, quirky little campaign. I really enjoyed it, and it acts as a long, big tutorial that helps you traverse all the complexities of this game, how to complement the various aspects of the game, how to use certain weapons together, how to do offense and defense together, even how to get proper structural integrity in your fort. Next, you have the skirmish mode, and this is where you are playing against the AI, and this is the various types of AI, so easy, medium, and hard AI. I'm playing an AI on this video. And there's also the components of using either a pre-built base to play with or starting a new base from scratch. Then there is a sandbox mode in which the enemy fort does not actually attack you, so you use that as a kind of a training environment or a practice environment where you're trying to kind of develop new strategies. It's worth noting there is also a map editor, and this basically, well, as you can see, there's some funny things in this map, so having the ability to edit a map adds some more complexity to the possible gameplay. And then there's the multiplayer mode, which I think is where the bulk of the fun and action is going to be. That's a lot of the replayability will be in the multiplayer mode, where you're going to basically face off against your friends or strangers on the internet, as it may be. Okay, so what is good about this game? It is extremely fun and addictive. Once you start, you really just can't stop. It is a lot of fun. I've almost gone through the entire campaign in one sitting, and I want to keep playing. I want to try and improve my strategy. I want to build a better base. It's really addictive and it's fun. It's also very quick. While you can obviously sit and play hours and hours of this, it is also extremely quick if you want to. It's easy to play a quick 20-minute game with a friend because it doesn't take necessarily that long a time. Well, depending probably on how good you both are, and which might have it draw out a little bit. Okay, there is a lot of freedom in this game. I like that about it. You don't have to do it the same way. There are various strategies that you can use. You can play extremely defensively. You can then build a big economy and grow your technology so you get bigger and better weapons to kind of finish off the enemy easier. Or you can just play extremely aggressively and fight with whatever you've got early and kind of inhibit the enemy from growing his base by basically using what you've got in the early game. But that's not even all of it. You can combine these. There's other strategies. There's a lot of freedom. It's got awesome little graphics. I love this 2D graphics. It's really great. It really reminds me of Worms. It just looks so much better. There's a lot of detail as well, how you run the economy, how you build this. The structural integrity component certainly has a lot of detail in it. And then in the campaign, the storyline is amazing. I love it. It's very tongue-in-cheek on oil crisis, global events, everything that's happening. You can clearly see that the tongue-in-cheek aspect of all of that in the storyline. So that's great as well. Next, the game is a challenge. It steps up as you go, progress through the campaign. And certainly, if you are feeling ambitious, you can always go back and work on those campaign elements again. There are bonus objectives and things like that that you can do. The micromanagement element of the game itself is a challenge to try and teach yourself how to run all of that together, and especially how to do that quickly enough to be effective in the game. Next, it is also very replayable. So there are bonus objectives, as I've discussed in the campaign, that you can go back and try and complete. That's the one component of it. And then I think the big replayability is in the multiplayer, perfecting your strategy, honing your skills, and kind of playing against your friends. I think is going to be the big fun element of this. Very replayable, similar to what we had with Worms. Okay, now if we're talking about some of the bad elements, I really think there's not a lot. It's really a game that does what it's supposed to do. It keeps you busy, it keeps you entertained, it keeps you wanting to come back and do it better and better. So I don't think there's a lot of negative things in there, but probably the element that needs a little bit of work or that can be improved is the micromanagement component thereof. Having to manage the offense, the defense, and the economy all at the same time is challenge enough. But on top of that, you also have to fire your weapons individually. You have to click a weapon, get the trajectory of the and the power just right, and then click to fire. Okay, there's no really automated weapon systems apart from the machine guns. The machine gun nests, as you can see them in this game that we're playing, they kind of fire against mortar fire and so on. So elements that they can try and shoot down. They definitely have that, but apart from that, nothing else fires by itself, and I think that's probably something that can use a little bit of work. So if you basically set the mortar to automatic fire potentially at a certain power or trajectory, that's something that would make a lot of sense. And if there were some other potential defensive weaponry that you can use automatically, that would also help a lot, so that you can focus on other elements of the game. Certainly for some people, the ability to shoot the weapon yourself is a big component of it, but I think that takes away a little bit from the base building aspect of the game. So if we can get something in there that's a little bit more automatic and reduces the level of micromanagement, that will improve this game tremendously. But that's really the key criticism I have about it. Okay, now for the verdict. At the moment, I think the game comes in at just over $10 on Steam, and at that price, it is a solid, fun game and definitely worth it. In addition, if you liked games like Worms, Angry Birds, or is a fan of tower defense in general, it's definitely a must-have for you. Okay, I'm ExactChaos. If you like this review, please give me a thumbs up. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments and I'll try and answer them. And subscribe to this channel so you don't miss any more content. Thank you. Bye-bye.